Hey guys, we're shifting gears here a little bit. I've got some wiring on order to complete the wiring, 14 gauge wire. And so right now I have some 8+4 tubes I'd like to put on the FXR here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that, and we'll walk you through the process. So the first thing I'm gonna do is clean up under the bike, which is sitting on the lift already, but I need to get it up higher in order to take off the front tire. So I got this little, it's basically like a scissor lift, and I'm gonna put it under there, jack it up, and then once it's jacked up, we'll strap it down with some straps, and hopefully it'll be secure, and then we'll start working on breaking all that apart. I was gonna originally put this this single circular light somewhere around here, but now I've decided, since I'm going for that like chopper-esque look, that, and I went ahead and bought these dual rectangular lights. I think it'll look cooler. I am going to get some amber lenses for this though. The first thing I'm gonna do while the bike is still chalked up here is I'm going to loosen the basically the fork tube caps, just because it's secure right now. So I'm going to go ahead and break them, not actually open them all the way, just break them. And the other thing is, because of the kickstand, I had to move the that scissor lift a little bit forward. So I'm also going to use that other jack there to do to basically brace the back, because I'm not sure once all this comes off if it might teeter backwards. It's relatively under the motor, but just in case, so I don't have any accidents, because there's gonna be a time frame here where it's up in the air just on that scissor jack, and I don't want to risk it falling over. So I just want to brace it as much as I can when I get it to the height I need, and then strap it down strong and then continue on. So I went to the Harley dealership to get the socket that's used to remove these fork caps, and unfortunately they didn't have them. Then I went to Pep Boys, and it looks like they're closing. They're just becoming a tire shop. And then I went to AutoZone, and AutoZone didn't have the exact one I needed, so I just got this big adjustable wrench. So I'm going to use those to loosen them, and I do have the actual sockets. I ordered them off, I think was it Amazon? I don't remember, but somewhere on the internet. So those will be here in a week or two, so I'll use them when I need to tighten these down again. So for now, same plan. We're going to break these, just loosen them, then get the bike up. So this one broke, no problem. This one, I put a lot of leverage on there. I used the pipe I was using for the Tacoma to try and break apart the burr field, and still couldn't get it, especially because this wrench has a little bit of flex. I guess it's not the greatest of wrenches, so we might have to wait for the socket to come in for that one. But in either case, I'm going to still go ahead and keep breaking it down. Hey guys, just an update. I couldn't get this cap off no matter what I tried, so I went ahead and got the special tool came in. So I'm going to go ahead and try and break it off with that. And I got a few other goodies for the bike that I'm going to show you guys now. So the theme of the bike was kind of like, I wanted a gaudy kind of 70s red and gold type of look. And originally I had this, I don't know what the exact word is, but basically the clamp that holds down the handlebars. And I had gotten some Aztec Gold custom color paint for it, but it didn't hold up very well. So what I did order now is I got a brass piece that should fit in there good. And the reason I'm replacing what's on here now, I'm not sure yet if I'll keep this one or use the other one, but for whatever reason, the ferrules that are going from the Harley throttle to here, they didn't fit correctly in here. It's very tight. Like if you see this, this gets stuck. And I did try doing some with some Dremel, kind of making more room, but I want to see if that one fits. And also these grips, although I do like them, and they're getting kind of cloudy, so I got these grips. There's a fellow on Facebook, CCC Custom Leatherworks, and he makes awesome stuff. I actually have a tool bag. That's a cheap Amazon one, but I got a good one from him for this bike, and it's pretty cool. Once I get that on there, I'll show you guys that one as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these grips on there because I think they're cool. So that's about it for the extra parts so far that I've gotten. The only thing else that I have on order is, since I'm doing forward controls, I'm gonna need a longer shift linkage on the other side. So I found one on eBay that's a brass one, or gold color, like that kind of, same with the theme. So I'll stick that on there and see how that looks. So I think first thing we're gonna do is try and break that fork and then get to the jacking it up, etc. And I don't know yet if I'm gonna put the top part for the handlebar mount on yet, but we'll see. I might throw these on too, just to see how they look new. Actually, I might wait on these because I just remembered on the other side of the bar, the further side, you actually have to use a little bit of I think he said vinyl electric tape, like two coats of it, and then stick these on there, or at least that one on there. So I might wait on these, or maybe I'll at least do this side. I don't know yet, but we're gonna see what happens. So we had success, broke this apart utilizing that tool. I still had to crank it down and put a lot of force on it. So I went ahead and still used my my pipe here that I was using for the CV axle on the Tacoma, but it came out with no problem, or loosened with no problem. We'll finish taking them off once we get the fork tubes out. So now I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and start taking the brake caliper off. So I got our brake caliper off here. I just reinserted the bolts back into the caliper, so just so I don't lose them. And you'll notice I'm just hanging it by the cable because I really don't care about this. I have to put a longer one in anyways. I guess I could have done I don't know if they make extensions for this particular, but it's fine. I'm just gonna get another longer one. So now we're gonna go ahead and work on loosening this up. And I'm not gonna take it off obviously now because it's not set up for that. So I'm just gonna make sure I can loosen everything, and then I'll get it up onto that scissor jack. And the reason I'm doing it right now is because it's more secure if I have to exert more force on it while it's sitting in this apparatus and on the stand the way it is here now. So I just got this loosened with the big channel locks here, and I thought maybe this was the cap and there was a nut in there, but apparently this is the actual clamping force. So this is loose now. I'm going to leave it as is, and then we're going to get it up and then see what else we have to do. I also have to take off this fork brace, so I think I'll do that now while everything, like I said, is locked down the way it is now. The fork brace is just going to come out with these two Allen headed bolts on these two sides. I actually installed one on that bike, and when you're installing it, then you have to set these. But the width of these, of the forks, the spacing's not going to change, so I don't think I have to worry about this readjusting these. I'm going to just take the clamps off and then, well, we'll see, because I might have to get it up, take the tire off, and then once these outer sides are out, then I can drop it down or tilt it a little to get it out. But now that I'm thinking about it, if it's pressed against this pretty tight and it's locked out like that, then I might have to break these as well. But in either case, this is the next step. Or I think at least I'll loosen the outsides and see what happens. All right, guys, so we got our fork brace off. I just marked it just to tell me which way is going forward. Now this one doesn't seem like it has a direction that it needs to be in, but the one that I installed on that bike does. But just in case, and I'm an idiot, I always forget stuff, so that's why I like to just mark stuff and make sure I put things back in the as close as possible to when I took them off, as long as it's correct. And I knew this worked, so I think it was fine the way it was. So now that's done. Now we'll move on to the next step. All right, guys, so we're strapped up here. Luckily, I put in these bolts on the side of this this lift. It's actually a quick jack under here, but I saw a video of a guy who made a platform out of wood, so I did the same thing, and I just added some places where I can hook things if I needed to. And you know, as Hannibal says, I love it when a plan comes together. It's nice when you actually use this. I've had this for like maybe 2 years. I never had to use these bolts on the side, but now I'm happy they're there. So we're up. I think I don't want to go any farther than this. What I'm going to do is move this front chalk piece out, undo the wheel, pull the axle out, drop the wheel, and then just roll it forward. Once this is out, it should be okay to do that, but we'll see. I think right now we're pretty secure here. All right, guys, so I was wrong. This is, the nut is inside there, and there's a set screw that I guess pinches up against the nut. So on this side, I found the set screw. I'm gonna break that, take the cap off, and then just loosen the nut. The weird thing is I tried to use a dead blow on this to push the axle out this way, and I would think it still should have came out, but it didn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it the proper way now to see. That's interesting. So I guess these are just for style. All right, guys, so I got this off. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. There's no nut here, so I did try using the dead blow on that side, but it's not pushing this way, so I'm gonna actually go and read the manual and see how to do it properly, which I probably should have done before, but you know how I operate by now. All right, guys. All right, guys, so you learn something new every day. This nut here actually tightens the axle in. So now this should come out. If you can see here, it's moving. So now we'll go ahead and pound that out. So make sure you guys read the manuals first. I know I'm a dumbass, I don't do that. And also the spacers, you want to make sure you mark them in the proper orientation. Either R, L for right, left, based on when you're sitting. You know, I work a lot on cars, so I still do driver side, passenger side. I know it's a little stupid on motorcycles, but in either case, whatever works for you, just to make sure you orientate everything correctly. So we're bagged and tagged here. Now we're gonna go ahead and start working on getting the axle tubes out. Sorry, the fork tubes out. So we're gonna loosen this bolt here and then this one, and hopefully they should just drop out. And periodically I'm actually just testing the bike to make sure nothing loosened up with my straps. There's a lot of cases where once you put the bike up on a lift, one that doesn't have the chalk on it, but since I'm using the scissor jack, this would apply here too. And the bike tips over because you're changing basically the center of gravity on the bike. So you want to make sure you just, you know, check your straps here and there. All right, guys, so we got our first fork out. This, I don't know if there's Loctite on this too. This one was a real bear to get out. So hopefully the other side won't be as bad. But our forks are out. We'll probably break them apart another day because I'm tired now. And actually need like a pan or something. just so I don't make a mess. I know the garage is already a mess, but it's my mess, but there's no oil on the ground to slip on. I'm trying to avoid all that. So this side's being a real bear. For whatever reason, I'm using all my Allen sockets there and I can't get the proper one. And I don't know. I'm thinking about just cutting the bolt here and ordering some new ones anyways, because it's a little mangled, the indents here. So I'm not sure yet. We'll see. All right, guys. So I went ahead and cut it. You can see the fork tube came down a little, so it's loose. Now my plan is I'll get this part out and I'll have to use some sort of bolt extractor in there to get the rest of that bolt out that's sitting in this part of the casing. All right, guys, so I got the bolt out. Actually had a little bit left on there, just enough that it would unscrew it from here, which is good because I don't want to have to put the bolt extractor through there, etc. But so I'm gonna go ahead and order some new ones of these. I mean, it looks okay. I don't know what the problem was with this, and there is no Loctite on this. So in either case, though, that's out, fork's out, and now we'll pause and continue up tomorrow. All right, guys, so I got the fork in the vise right now, and I'm trying to open the, it's like a bolt that goes through the bottom that I guess you can drain the oil out of. And right now I cracked this open with an Allen wrench, and I used my large channel locks here for a little bit more leverage. From what I read, it's good if you get like a socket with an Allen to just break those loose. Unfortunately, I ordered one. They sent me the wrong one. This thing's massive compared to what you need. So I will, when I put everything back together, be ordering another one of these that'll be this the correct size for that bolt. So right now I just opened it a little bit just to loosen it, and then I closed it so I don't have oil dripping everywhere when I start manhandling this. So right now it's open and I'm just hand tightening it now. One other thing I wanted to mention is I did have to take this bolt out that pinches the bottom of the fork leg basically around the axle. So I did have to take that out to get to that Allen key. Okay, so this is the other fork leg. Did the same thing. Stuck the key in there and used the channel locks to grip down on this and then twist it with some with a little bit more leverage, and it cracked open just fine. Okay, so the next thing I did is I turned the fork back up vertically so I can take the cap off. Now the cap is under tension because if you know anything about forks, there's a spring in here, and that's what gives you basically your shock performance out of the fork tubes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tool again. I'm going to have to find that, but I'm going to put that back on here and then loosen this. But I'm going to keep this rag here just so I can dampen the effect of the cap popping out and me either losing it or it, clocking me in the eye or something. So that's the next step. We're going to pull this off and then take out the spring and then work from there. Okay, so we got our fork cap off here. Again, I used this tool, and it came out with a pretty good amount of pressure. So we'll see how that goes in. I don't know if this is, maybe a beefed up spring or what, but we'll see. Either case, this one's done. Now we're going to take the spring out and start getting some of the oil out of it. So I got the first spring out. I just took it out of here, drained it a little bit, and then I'm putting it over there. I'm putting it in the orientation that it came out, and I'll also mark it so I know which tube it came out of. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the vise, drain as much oil as I can out, and then I'm going to remove the dust cap here. Okay, so we got most of the oil out now. I just hung it upside down and extended and compressed the shock until it pumped most of the oil out. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the dust cap. I'll use my brass punch there basically to hammer it up using these notches here. I don't know if you can see that because of the chrome, but right there, just to get a bite on it and then start driving those out. So dust cap's off now. We're gonna go ahead and put that aside. Now we're gonna basically get like a flathead, get under this dust seal and drive this up as well now. I believe a new one should come in the kit, but I'm not sure yet. I think the only thing that doesn't come in the kit are the bushings, but I'm not a hundo on that yet. So we're gonna go ahead and save everything in case we need it. All right, guys, so real quick, I just used a flathead, gave it some pressure to pop in, and now I'm just popping around the sides, the circumference of this to get it up. So the backside's still a little tight, so I'm gonna do the same thing, put the flathead in there and twist it up to basically break the seal, and then I can pull it out. Okay, so seal's out. We have it over there. Now there's that retaining clip here, and see how they have those detents there? That's so you can put something in there and basically pull it out of its groove and then take that off. So that's the next step. Okay, so our clip's out. So basically I didn't use the dental pick because I couldn't find it like everything else in this garage. So I just used a flathead, a small one, and I got into that little indent and popped that out, and then the rest of it just came out guiding it out. So next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and remove that Allen headed bolt that's in here at the bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and remove this totally. Got the old wide glide fired up. It's a 2000, only had 2,400 miles on it. This basically I'm going to keep it bone stock. The only thing I did was add a little bit higher sissy bar, and I welded in the Harley badge back into this sissy bar. But other than that, I think I'm just going to leave this the way it is. Can't wait to hear this Evo fire up one day. All right, guys, so now what we're gonna do is remove basically the tube, and what you want to do, it's almost like a slide hammer if anybody's used it. We're gonna bang, go down, get some momentum and bang it out until these two pieces separate. Oh boys, there's always something. I gave it at least 30 good whacks, and that sucker's not budging. I even tried to heat it up a little bit with the heat gun, but I got to no avail. I'm gonna try and put a little bit of penetrating oil on the outer portion of that seal, see if that does anything. If not, I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. I gotta investigate this. All right, boys, we got it separated. The penetrating oil alone didn't do it. I had to actually heat it up. The heat gun didn't do it. I had to use the propane, and I heated it up enough that for like maybe, I would say 40-50 seconds, and then I gave it 2 good whacks and it came right out. Okay, so now we are gonna clean all this up and then get to assembly.